All right, so today I want to talk to you about the subject of how to get more customers with less work. That sounds great, right? How do you make more money and do less? So I'm going to walk you through a framework that I've applied to my own business, but I also applied to that of my clients to help them be able to get more results, but also doing less. Now, first thing we need to ask ourselves is what is the real problem? A lot of people, a lot of business owners will look and say, well, if I don't have enough customers, it is because I don't have leads. I need more leads, Galel. That's what I need. Well, I hate to break it to you, but the real problem isn't leads. Instead of having a leads problem, what you do have is a leverage problem. Now, I'm going to explain what this looks like. Your leverage problem is that you are stuck doing too much all by yourself. The second thing is that your systems cannot scale without you. Everything in your business likely needs you to be able to continue to grow. That's a problem. Next, you also may think incorrectly that working more means winning more. So in order for me to generate more income, I need to work more. That is a false belief, and it's something that we can fix. Lastly, you haven't optimized your process to actually convert more sales, and I'm going to explain that as we continue on here. So first, what we need to do is begin with a shift between your ears, okay? That is a mindset shift, shifting you from an operator to an owner. When you're an operator, you're doing everything yourself. When you are an owner, you are focused on your zone of genius, focused on the areas of your business that are actually going to make an impact on the overall outcomes versus being stuck in the weeds like an operator. So we're going to help you with that. But first, you have to understand what it is you're actually paid for. The fact is that when you are a business owner, a true owner, right, you have to understand that you are not paid for effort. In fact, I have coaching clients I work with who are sitting here going, Galel, I almost kind of feel bad because I've got all this stuff going on. I'm making all this money, but I'm not working as hard. And I said, welcome, congratulations to the world of true business freedom, because you are paid for clarity and outcomes. You are not paid for effort. So I'm going to help you break this down further, what this mindset shift looks like from owner to operator. So you're going to see two different columns on this part right here. The operator mindset versus the owner mindset. So the operator mindset is one where you believe that you solve everything yourself. Okay, I was stuck in the operator mindset for many, many years. A lot of my clients come to me because they are currently in the operator mindset and they do not see how they can get out of the operator mindset. The second thing is that you are chasing leads, right? You're just like, opportunity strikes, you see somebody follow you on social, you get somebody that joins your email list or whatever it is that happens, and you're just chasing leads. The third thing is hustling harder, right? Okay, well, in order for me to make more money, I need to sell more. I need to be working harder. I have to spend all this time to, make sure I'm working hard to fill in all this time. And then the fourth thing is you're just filling your calendar, right? You're just like, okay, I have white space. I got to fill up the calendar. That is not the way we want to approach it. Instead, we want to shift you over to the owner mindset. The owner mindset is somebody who delegates problems to systems and people. Notice those are two distinct things. A system is one thing, a person is another thing. So when you are a true owner versus an operator, instead of solving things for yourself, what you're doing is you're delegating to either systems or you're delegating to people. That's the stuff that I help my clients build out when I coach them. Instead of chasing leads as an owner, you're attracting the right clients into you. So what that means is that we work on your front end messaging to ensure that your message is attracting the right client and also at the same time you're repelling away the wrong person. Instead of hustling harder as an owner, you're building leverage. This is the key thing, is leverage, right? Instead of working harder, we're working smarter and working hard, but we're working a lot more intelligently. And instead of filling your calendar like an operator does, an owner focuses on high ROI activities. What does ROI stand for? In case you don't know, it means return on investment. So we're focusing on those activities which allow you to get the best return on investment, either of time, money, or energy. Because yes, energy is a currency. In fact, it is your most important currency. Question to ask yourself as you look at this is, are you just used to running on stress? There's a lot of people who have been, and a lot of people when they start working with me, they are running on stress. Here's what this looks like, okay? It is constant urgency. Everything is a fire. Everything is a level 10 problem in the business. You feel like your hair is on fire, right? So we want to make sure we're not doing that. Second thing is reactive decision making. So you're at your desk, stuff comes in, and you're reacting, making decisions on stuff that's coming into you, just constant reaction. That is running on stress. Another sign that you're running on stress is no real strategy, just execution. So instead of thinking through things and having a plan, like going into a new quarter and knowing what the goal is for the quarter, instead what you're doing is you're just execute. You just do, versus having a plan of action first and then following that through strategically. And lastly, you're always busy, but you're not really making progress. So it's kind of like going through constant motion and hoping that something is going to change. So what I want you to do then is based on this, running on stress, knowing we want to move you from an owner, from an operator to an owner, I want you to go through the following exercise. So this may take a little bit of time. I want you to get out a sheet of paper, get out your journal, and I want you to go through and I want you to list everything that you did over the last 72 hours. Now, it might take you to have to open up your calendar and go through and start jogging your memory a little bit, but I want you to log this down because this is really important for you. I want you to list everything that you did over the last 72 hours and then ask yourself the following 3 questions. Number 1, what was it that drove real revenue or relationships? So that's first question, right? Real revenue or relationships. Did any of that amount to this? Any of the stuff you did in the last 72 hours? Next question to ask yourself, what could somebody else do? Maybe you don't have them hired yet. Maybe even I say hire and you start to cringe inside, go, oh, Galel, now you're trying to get me to build this big team. No, I'm not. But I want you to consider, what could someone else do that you did in the last 72 hours at 80% quality? So maybe you doing this thing can do it at 100% quality. What could somebody else do at 80% quality? I want you to consider that. Because a lot of times I find clients of mine, they're stuck in the weeds. They're doing stuff that other people could do at 80% that maybe my client does at 100%. Or maybe you're also doing something at 80% quality that somebody else could do at 100% quality, right? One of those areas for me was graphic design. I would sit here wasting time editing pictures and stuff for graphics. It would take me a half hour, sometimes an hour to create some kind of marketing piece where if I gave it to somebody else, they could do it better than me. And it cost me maybe $40 to pay for an hour of their time. It makes no sense for me to waste an hour of my time when I could have paid somebody $40 to do that. So I want you to think about looking at your task list. What could somebody else do at 80% quality? And then lastly, what could be eliminated entirely? This is something that in life we oftentimes get afraid of doing, of just eliminating stuff completely. I want you to look at what could be eliminated entirely from this. What I want you to do is to focus on your $1,000 an hour activities, right? As a business owner, what would somebody pay you $1,000 an hour to do? And then I want you to automate or delegate the rest. That's where I want to get you to, right? So even if you and I never work together as a coach and client relationship, I want you just to focus on those things. If you focus on those things, your life would be happier, your job would be more fulfilling, your business would be more fulfilling, and you wouldn't feel like you were bogged down constantly because you're focusing on your zone of genius. Anything that somebody would pay you $1,000 an hour for is your zone of genius. Automate or delegate the rest. The next thing we want to do is look at simplifying your customer path. So what we want to do is do 3 things. Attract people, attract the right person, capture them into our ecosystem, into our world. Like right now, you're watching a YouTube video. This means I somehow attracted you into my world. I've now captured you, right? You're watching a video. And then the next step would be to elevate, means me giving you a call to action to do something so that we could end up working together. So I'm going to tell you at the end of the video, make sure you get on my email list at galel.com. Make sure you click the link in the description to take a look at my group coaching program to see if that is a fit for you to be able to keep learning from me, right? So that's the attract, capture, elevate model right there. A lot of people are out there saying, okay, you need more offers, more offers, more offers, more lead magnets, more freebies to give away. I don't want you to do either of those two things. Maybe you need an offer. Maybe you need a better offer. Maybe you need a lead magnet or a better one. But really what you need is better client flow. That is the key thing here, is better client flow. And maybe as a part of that client flow, it means adjusting an offer or a lead magnet. But it's not about just going to create more stuff. We need to improve the process. Here's how we do it. First is we attract with magnetic messaging. What I want you to do is adjust the way that you position your products or services. The way we do that is we start selling solutions instead of services. And I'm going to give you an example here on the next slide here. So magnetic messaging gives a clear pain point. It talks about what people are struggling with. It gives identity level insight. In other words, the person on the other end of your message needs to understand and know and feel that you understand the pain that they're currently going through. So for example, if you're a fitness coach and you are looking to get more fitness clients, you may have six-pack abs, but your client is afraid to take their shirt off at the pool in the summertime when they're with their family. So identity level insight says, like if you're a fitness coach targeting, let's say, men over 40, if you're a dad, do you feel embarrassed to take your shirt off at the pool when you're with your family? Are you a busy parent who avoids taking trips to the beach or someplace where you're going to have to take your shirt off because you're feeling overweight, your gut's hanging over your waistband, and you feel sad, disappointed, depressed, and ashamed and embarrassed? It's okay, because I can help you, because I've helped hundreds of other men just like you. That is identity level insight, right? The reason why I work with overwhelmed business owners who are on the verge of burnout and just feel like they're this addicted to this stress cycle is because I lived it. I used to be that business owner. I almost burned everything to the ground in my life because I was building myself this prison that the more success that I had, the more bogged down and heavy everything felt. Again, the reason why I'm selling to who I was 15 years ago, 10 years ago. And so it's that identity level insight that really creates some magnetic messaging. So I want you to make sure you do this with your messaging. And then an irresistible outcome, right? So my irresistible outcome that I tell people is I will reduce 10 hours from your work week in your first 30 days of working with me, period. Like full stop, right? You will save 10 hours a week just by working with me for a month. And we're going to work together longer than a month, but that's a huge win. And then I share my story about how I was able to save 13 hours of work per week when I put these systems in place in my own business. And so I want you to think about how you position what you sell based on this magnetic messaging framework I put together for you. A lot of people, they go, hey, yeah, what do you do? Well, we build websites. Okay, that's very boring. That gives me no pain point, no identity level insight, and no irresistible outcome. So instead of saying we build websites, you say, hey, we help experts double inbound leads without cold outreach. Well, now you've got me thinking here. Like, okay, so I'm an expert. I want to increase my inbound leads. So you're going to double my inbound leads and I don't have to do cold outreach where I'm out there like talking to strangers and random people about my service. That's pretty darn good. Tell me more, right? So I want you to be thinking about this as you're posturing your messaging. When we talk about capture, so the magnetic messaging is attract. Next, we're going to talk about capture. Capturing is funnels that convert without you. So first off, what is a funnel? A funnel is anything, any mechanism that gets another person to do something else. That's the basics of what a funnel is. Here, we're going to talk about a web funnel. So an internet-based mechanism that gets somebody to take an action without you in place. So here's what that looks like. Your funnel must have one clear CTA, which stands for call to action. It must be friction free. So there can't be any part of the process that creates friction that basically makes it difficult for somebody to take a step. And then the third thing is to deliver value early and often. So for example, my funnel, right? I want people to get on my email list. Why? Because on my email list, I give out great information. I coach people via email. I'm giving away hundreds of thousands of dollars of value in the emails that I send out to my list. So I make it friction free. I just have you go to the website and you sign up. So that's it. Galel.com, my first name. Go there, you sign up, you get on my email list. Friction free. And then what do? I deliver value early and often. So I don't make you jump through hoops to get value from me, right? My YouTube channel costs nothing for you to go on, click the video, see if the message helps you. That's it, right? So here's an example flow of what this looks like. You've got short form content. So short form content would be content, let's just call it 60 seconds or less. That's short form content, usually Instagram, maybe YouTube Shorts. Then from that short form content gets people to a lead magnet. A lead magnet is any type of thing that you're giving away where people give you information, usually their email address or a phone number, in exchange for that valuable thing that you're offering them. That thing is the lead magnet. Then once you've got their information, you put them into a follow-up sequence. Usually it's a series of emails, a series of text messages, series of, direct messages that they receive that get them to trust you. You're giving them value early, get them to trust you, and then you lead to a simple conversion. The conversion can be as simple as booking a call, buying a $27 product from you. It could be requesting more information or a consultation, or it could just be buying a product from you, right? Like, it doesn't matter what that is, but this is the example flow of a very basic funnel, okay? Next is elevate. Now, elevate, what we're looking to do is maximize a customer LTV. LTV stands for lifetime value, because it is a lot easier for you to take one customer who spends $1 with you and getting them to spend another $1 with you. Why? Because a customer who has spent $1 with you is going to be more likely to spend another $1 with you if you're delivering them actual value. So instead of chasing brand new clients all the time, why not continue to extract the maximum value of your clients by giving them other things that are very valuable to them? So as you're adding to their life, they're continuing to pay you for that value. So that's what our goal is. So I want you to ask yourself a few of these questions, right? Are you only selling to people one time? If you are only selling to people one time, I want you to consider how you can sell to them again. Right? Because as I told you, it is so much easier to get one customer to give you money for something else once they've already spent $1 with you. The hardest part is to get a brand new person to spend that initial $1 with you. And so when you have follow-up systems, automated systems that allow you to be able to follow up with people who enter your world, you are likely to get 2 times, double the conversions when you have actual follow-up systems. Then if you have an upsell strategy, that can give you 3 times more profit, maybe even more. Okay. And then when you have retention, so keeping people as your clients, keeping people on your list, keeping people in your world, that is less stress on you as far as acquiring new customers. So again, the philosophy here is instead of constantly focusing on brand new customers, I want you to do more with the ones that you already have. Now, here's what I want to help you with is using AI to multiply yourself and not replace you. Here's what that looks like. You can multiply yourself using AI by using AI to help you write drafts. So this could be content. This could be emails that you're sending to your list. This could be standard operating procedures for your business. It can be a multitude of things that you leverage artificial intelligence to create for you in your tone and your voice. And some of the stuff that I teach my clients is how to actually make AI sound like you, match your tone, match your voice, so it doesn't come out sounding just generic. The second way of multiplying yourself with AI is automating follow-ups. So if you follow me on Instagram, for example, one of the things that I will oftentimes do is I will leverage a tool called ManyChat. ManyChat is an AI program that when somebody does a certain action, it sends them an automated follow-up. So it's send me a DM with this word, and it gives them a certain, piece of content, or comment this on this post and you'll receive access to this other tool. Okay, so that is what we're doing here as far as automating follow-up. And then what it also allows you to do is take one idea and turn it into 10 different assets. So for example, this video I'm recording for you right now on my computer, I can take this video, transcribe it, and then I can have AI take the transcription and turn it into an article for LinkedIn. So it's taking my roughly 30-minute video, whatever it is, right, and condensing it down into a 1,000-word article. I can turn it into a blog post. I can turn it into shorter versions of Reels, right, or YouTube Shorts. There's a lot of things that you can do by turning one asset into 10, right? And, extract the audio from a video, turn it into a podcast, right? There's a lot of things you can do with AI. So I want to show you the 5-step AI workflow that I've put together. And it basically follows these steps. Input, right? So you putting information in, you get a draft. So AI gives you an initial output. You're going to polish it up. So you're going to clean it up. So maybe it sounds more like you. You're going to take out some of the stuff you like or you don't like and put other stuff in that you like. Then you're going to delegate it out and then review it, and then it gets published. So for me, for example, like I'll give you an example of like with short form content, right? I will tell AI what it is that I want to be talking about or ask for it to give me some ideas. The draft is where it gives me the ideas. I like the ideas, then I polish it, I clean them up. Then I go and I will delegate maybe the writing of the script to my own brain, right? I'm going to go and I'm going to write up the script. And then once I record it, I delegate the editing to my assistant, right? And then I review it before it gets published, right? So you can take little segments of it and you can delegate the part that you're not good at to somebody else. And then you're going to delegate one of the tasks to yourself. Like I'm going to go and I'm going to record the actual content since I'm not going to replace myself doing that. Right. So input, draft, polish, delegate, and review. So by doing that, for example, you can record a 2-minute voice memo. And then AI goes and creates an Instagram Reel script. Then from that, it can create an email, a blog post, a tweet, or maybe a client onboarding doc by following this AI workflow. So the input's a 2-minute voice memo. You creates a draft for you. You polish it up, delegate it to your assistant or to somebody else to put it into a nice PDF. You review it. Now you've turned that into an onboarding doc. Or you can tell it to, okay, with this 2-minute voice memo, I want you to go and create the following outputs. And so you can take one piece of work and multiply it out using AI. Now, to help you grow every single day without burning you out, I have this 3-step system. The 3-step system is as follows, okay? Number 1 is publish a piece of value-driven content, right? So regardless of what you're selling, what it is, content helps you drive people's eyeballs to your stuff. Next, every day, make 3 high leverage connections. This can be done via direct message on social media. It can be referrals from people. It can be follow-ups from existing clients. Then what you're going to do is you're going to review and you're going to adjust your systems, not just your tasks. So I want you to see where the systems are creating friction for you. Where is it creating trouble? Where are there bottlenecks? Let's fix those bottlenecks, not just the tasks themselves. I want to see in the systems what needs to be fixed, what needs to be adjusted, and then we'll adjust accordingly. And so you're going to repeat this daily, you're going to adjust it weekly and make adjustments wherever there is resistance. This right here, you do these 3 things, your business will grow, period. Because as you're publishing value-driven content, what you're doing is you're increasing visibility. You're increasing eyeballs to your product, to your service. As you make these 3 high-leverage connections on a daily basis, you're meeting new people that can bring you customers. Or you're meeting new people who are going to be customers. Or you're following up with people who have inquired but yet haven't been pushed off the fence to become a customer or client of yours. And as you review and adjust these systems, you're able to then figure out where there's resistance, where there's problems, and improve each of these systems, because it doesn't work perfectly right out the gate. You need to be willing to make some adjustments, and that is part of the coaching consultative process, is to look to see where we adjust things. The key thing for you is I want you to stop doing more. And instead, I want you to do more of what actually matters to you. Then remove everything else. See, the key that a lot of you've been trained under, that you've built these habits, right, is that, oh, I have to do more. No. I want you to stop doing more, do more of what matters, remove everything else. So you have 4 action steps for you today, as well as a tool that I'm made available for you. Your action steps, number 1, is your calendar. I want you to review this. I want you to own your calendar, and I want you to remove as much as humanly possible. Okay? What you're going to do is then review your funnel. I want you to simplify everything in the funnel. If you've got all these complexities, I want you to just keep things simple. How do I get somebody from attracting their attention to getting them to become a customer? And how do I simplify that process as much as humanly possible? Next, I want you to review your resources. I want you to leverage technology and your team. Maybe you have neither. You're like, Galel, I've got nothing. Okay, now I want you to look at tools like AI, ChatGPT, to be able to help you begin to start leveraging that technology so you can increase your output of attraction marketing type content that we can create. And then your team members, I want you to evaluate your team. What skill sets do they have that you are not currently leveraging? Or do they have the education? Do they have the skill set? Do they have the standard operating procedures to actually execute on what you need them to? So I need you to review those resources. And last is probably the most important thing, is to review your mindset. Are you thinking like a leader, not a laborer? Because when you are thinking like a leader, you're proactive and you're equipping people with the proper tools. When you think like a laborer, you're just thinking, I just need to do all this stuff myself. And we don't want that. And so I have a set of AI prompts that I've created to help you. Just go to galel.com/MCLW. More customers, less work. MCLW. It'll take you to this Notion page right here. And what this is it'll walk you through magnetic messaging, how to define your ideal client avatar by leveraging AI. Another prompt is repositioning your offers from features to outcomes, because that is really what drives people's actions. So this is going to help rewrite your service description to focus on the transformation instead of the features. And you're going to describe your offer. You're going to have you describe the goal that your audience wants and what they're currently stuck with. You're going to insert their frustration there, and that AI prompt will help you reposition your current offer. I have a third prompt here to help you generate 5 hook headlines from short form content that, again, is fill in the blank. Section 2 is your funnel optimization and follow-up to help you fix your funnel's call to action, help you create a 5-part follow-up sequence by email. Also going to help you reactivate cold leads. So it's going to help you write reactivation emails for that. Then the third section of these prompts I'm giving you totally for free is an AI-powered content engine. So it's going to help you repurpose a voice memo or video, turn that transcript into either a YouTube description, a LinkedIn post, or an email, help you turn one idea into a week worth of content, another prompt to help you draft an SOP, standard operating procedure, for delegation purposes. And the last section here is a daily AI routine. Help you develop these daily or weekly activities to help you stay consistent. Okay, this is to help you focus on what you do, which is to lead. All right, so hopefully this has been helpful for you today. If you have any questions on this, please feel free to leave a comment below. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, like this video if it was helpful, and follow me here on social media. Let me know if there's any questions you have. I'd love to help you be able to get more customers with less work implement these systems so that you can live that happy life, not feel like you're in a prison, that you're addicted to stress, having to do more. Let's get you breathing lighter, living happier, living a more fulfilling life, and your business is the tool that allows you to do that. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next week.